everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Comprehension Ability. Now, this is part number 35. So, let's begin this session. In this session as well, we are again going to continue with reading comprehensions as we have done in our earlier sessions. So, in this session, we will be discussing 3 passages as you can see over here. Then in this session, we are going to discuss 3 passages, that is passage number 32, passage number 33 and passage number 34. Also, we are going to discuss some questions based on these passages. As we have already done in our 34 sessions as well, that we read the entire passage thoroughly, and after that we started attempting the questions. In this session as well, we are going to do the same. First, we'll read the entire passage, and after that, we'll go through the questions as per the requirement of the context of the passage. Okay. So, first of all, we'll begin with passage number 32 in this session. So, first, we'll read the entire passage so that we have an idea that what the passage is about, what is the theme of the passage, and the most important thing is about the locations of the keywords. So, first, we'll read the entire passage thoroughly, and after that, we'll start attempting the questions. Okay. So, here is passage number 32 first. So, first of all, we'll read the entire passage thoroughly. Now, this passage, as you can see, that this passage is not too long. This is very short passage. So, first, we'll read the entire passage thoroughly, and not only reading, we have to understand the concept and meaning of the passage as well. So, be very careful while you are reading the passage. You don't have to go through it. You don't have to read it thoroughly. Sorry, you don't have to merely read it. What you have to do, you have to you can say analyze the complete meaning of that particular passage, and only after that it will help you out in solving the questions. Okay, so this is the passage. With the coming of the television, it means with the invention of television, the radio no longer holds the same attraction for people as it did once. It means it happens every time. Whenever some new innovation comes, the thing that we were using previously, they lose their image or they lose their value, and we get diverted to the next innovation or next invention. So, you know well that that the invention of television was revolutionary, because when television came, or when television was invented, the radio, you can say it was diminished in its reputation over television. No longer holds the same attraction, because people, they were attracted towards the radio just for the information, or just for the news, just for many things that were happening around the world. So they were informed, because that was the that was the medium of communication, that was the core medium of communication, or the media. But when television came, or when television was invented, one could see the real images. Not only he was there to listen to the things, but also to watch those things. That is why television was really a great invention for everyone. And their radio no longer, it means radio stopped being the same attraction as it was once when television was not there. Yet, somehow, I have not quite reconciled myself to the idea of sitting in front of the TV, viewing it. But the author, yet somehow I refers to the author. Okay, I here refers to the author. Though television was a great attraction of the people over radio, but here the author, he was not reconciled. It means he was not adapted towards the new technology. In fact, he was, you can say, he was simply orthodox towards the radio only. So he was he liked radio more than television, because in his opinion only. So he was not accepted that TV or viewing it in front, sitting in front of him. In fact, he was stuck to that radio. He found that more, you can say, more interesting. I prefer the radio set, the good old box. Okay, so he preferred radio to TV. by your bedside. Sorry, by your bedside. Old box by your bedside, because he could keep it at the bedside, or by the bedside. It means near the bed, and listen to it keenly, or you can say carefully. And here again, the older and the larger radio, older and the larger the radio set, the better for me, because he found it better. I do not like these newfangled transistors. Newfangled means new fashioned, or you can say fangled means of various colors. Okay, maybe I'm old fashioned. So he thought that maybe he is old fashioned. That is why he do not like radio over. He do not like TV over radio. He preferred to listen to the radio. In spite, instead of watching TV. Okay, so he liked radio more than the transitions and the TV. Okay, transistors and TV. So this was really very simple passage. In this passage, we have talked about the author, that he liked radio more than the TV, because he found it more comfortable, because he could listen to it while he's lying in his bed comfortably and listen to the radio and the news that he could gather from it. And he did not like watching TV by sitting in front of it. Okay, so he preferred radio to transistors as well as TV. And he also called transistors and TV as newfangled. Newfangled means colorful and new fashioned. So he considered him to be old fashioned, but he liked to live in that way. So the first question, according to this passage, or for this passage, is dash, I have not quite reconciled myself to dash, implies that the person has not fully applied, admitted, accepted, or understood. Obviously, he was not fully accepted to the new technology. Okay, though he understood the concept of it, though he applied the same, but he did not accept it, because he was tinted to the radio, or he was tinted towards the radio. He preferred radio to TV. Therefore, he did not accept it. So he was not fully accepted. So correct answer will be C. The next question is, the word newfangled suggests. It means they are asking about the meaning of the word newfangled, or the phrase newfangled. Options are very complex, recently assembled, colorfully decorated, or newly come into fashion. So obviously, as I told you, they do not like these newfangled transistors. Okay, transistors, newfangled means you can say when something is colorfully decorated, because transistors were changed, or they were of new fashion, they were colorfully decorated. Fangled means when something is decorated with colors. Now the next question is, the passage implies that the author has a liking for television, dislikes radio sets, prefers transistors to radio sets, or prefers radio sets to transistors and television. Now, as you can see over here, I prefer the radio. Okay, so he did not like. I had not quite reconciled myself to the idea of sitting in front of the TV, viewing it. He preferred radio over TV. Also, he did not like by your bedside. And here again, the older and the larger radio set, then better for me. I do not like these newfangled transistors. It means he did not like TV as well as transistors. So he liked radio, or he preferred radio to the transistors as well as TV. Therefore, the correct answer should be D, that is prefers radio sets to transistors and the televisions. Okay. So the answer will be D. So here this very short passage with only 3 questions ended. Now we'll do passage number 33. So passage number 32 was very short, and let us see how big is passage number 33. Well, passage number 33 is the smallest passage, as we have already done. It contains only 2 lines, I think 1 sentence only. But let us see what is the meaning of this passage and what are the questions based on this smallest passage ever. Although a smiling face often disguises the mind and heart of villain. So we are talking about villain. Now, who is villain? Villain is the bad character, or one who only does wrong in the drama or the novel or whatever it is. So, for example, if you have seen the serials, so there are some villains. If you have seen the movie, in movie there are some villains who always does the who always do the wrong things. So there are some villains. So they are talking about villains, that their smiling face is a disguise. Disguise means when a person hides himself, or when a person hides, um, when a person is hidden, uh, and he shows some positive face, whereas some negative face is behind it. Okay. So as you can see, when a person is imposter, it means, suppose there is a person A, he looks very good, but inside he has a lot of things. He is totally ironical, he's someone else, and disguise himself to be good. Okay. So face often disguises means uh, when a person looks good, but inside he is wrong. Okay. So that is known as a smiling face often disguises the mind and heart. It means disguises means hides the mind and heart of the villain. You cannot see what is there inside the mind and the heart of the villain. You can only see the face, which looks like very beautiful. Okay. But he's a betrayer, or he's a cheater. And indiscriminate generalization of this phenomenon will do injustice to the innocent children whose faces bloom like flowers. Now, here the author has compared these two people and said that this comparison is wrong, because suppose there are children, and children, they always are happy, they are always happy, they always have some have some face which blossoms like flowers. It means which is always happy, which looks like always happy, but their heart is also pure. Okay. Now there are two people. Suppose there is a person A and there is a person B. Now this is a villain. Okay. Villain means a wrong person. Okay. Villain means a wrong person. Whereas B is a child, and he is innocent. Okay. He is innocent. As he's a child, he is always innocent. He is not bad. He is very good. Okay. But there is a villain who is always wrong or bad. Now there is a similarity between these two persons, that they always look happy. They both of them always look happy and beautiful, with beautiful face, with a smiling or beautiful face. Okay. Now these two people are beautiful with a smiling beautiful face. Okay. And they are always happy. But there is a huge difference between these two people. A is the villain who is wrong, and B is the child who is innocent. We cannot compare these two on this similarity, or on the basis of this similarity. This is indiscrimination, will do injustice if we say that always the smiling face is has hidden something behind her, or behind him. So all these smiling faces here, you can conclude that all the smiling faces are not bad, or all these smiling faces have not disguised. Okay. Because may be possible that the smiling face is of the child, and that child is very innocent. So it is an indiscrimination generalization of this phenomena. It means indiscrimination means over here, that is you can say, which is not chosen. Okay. So indiscrimination, an indiscriminate generalization. Indiscriminate means you can say that is not you can say that is not selective. It means which is for example, considered indiscriminate generalization. It means this generalization is indiscriminate, means you can say not taken into consideration, or the chosen generalization. Okay, so not chosen generalization. Okay, and indiscriminate generalization. It means these two things are not the same. Okay, generalization, it means the thing which has been said that yes, this is the correct phenomena, that the disguised face, they are always smiling. It is not the correct thing to be said, because this is indiscriminate generalization. Two of this phenomena will do injustice, because this phenomena will do injustice to the innocent children whose faces bloom like flowers. Okay, so here the question is, which of the following is most nearly same in the meaning of the word disguises as used in the passage or sentence? Proves, hides, reflects, or conceals. So disguises means here, basically disguises is, according to the concept of the passage, although a smiling face often disguises the mind and heart of villain, it means often reflects the mind and heart of villain. Okay, basically it conceals, it hides. So if we see that this hides and conceals, these two words are same, uh, so the correct answer will be reflects. Yes, now as you can see that according to Lion, disguises means to hide something, but disguises means to hide, you can say to uh, conceal the bad thing and show the good thing. Therefore, disguises does not mean hide. Disguises means reflects. Okay, but it means to conceal the bad and show the correct one. Therefore, the correct meaning of disguises is reflects, not conceal or hide. Okay, so its meaning is reflects, not conceals or hides, because it conceals the bad part, whereas shows the correct part. So conceal and hide are not the meaning of this particular word. Reflects is the meaning of this particular word. So answer will be C. Okay. Uh, Now let us move to the second question. And the second question is, the intention of the author seems to be. So what is the intention of the author before this, according to this passage? Here we have some options. To create a favorable opinion about people with the smiling faces. Favorable means whatever the opinion about that people, we should only have the same, have the according opinion. But we know well that if the faces are smiling, we cannot say that who is correct and who is wrong, because we can see the children. Okay, children are innocent. Sorry, children are innocent. But if there are adults or there are people, not children, it means big people. We cannot say who is right or who is wrong. Okay, so this cannot be the answer. To forcefully defend the kind acts of villains, obviously villains will not do the kind acts. So this again is the incorrect answer. To point out an exception to the general rule. Now, what is the general rule? That we always assume that a smiling face disguises. Okay, so a smiling face often disguises. This is the general rule. And here, author has shown the exception. That is, children, innocent children whose faces bloom like flowers, they should not be. They should not be indiscriminately, you can say, compared with those people who disguise. So this will be the correct answer. And the last one, to give justice to the generous actions of everyone. Now here they have talked about the generous actions. Now again, we cannot do justice is always done with the generous actions, but here according to the passage they have shown an exception, that we are not doing generous actions with the children. Okay, we are also, if we are saying this rule, this has an exception as well. Therefore here the correct answer will be C. Okay, now let us move to the next question. That is question number 3. The author of the sentence accepts the fact that the faces of the villains are never smiling. The faces of innocent children are pleasing as the flowers in bloom. The faces of innocent children disguise ill acts. All the things that appear most beautiful are the ugliest within. Now, let us verify each and every statement one by one. The faces of the villains are never smiling, whereas in the first line they have said, although a smiling face often disguises the mind and heart of villain. So they have said that the faces of villains are smiling. Therefore, A cannot be the correct answer. The faces of innocent children are as pleasing as the flowers in bloom. Okay, so as the flowers in bloom, it means they are always pleasing, they are always beautiful, they are always smiling as that of flowers. The faces of innocent children disguises ill acts. No, obviously children are innocent, they do not disguise anything. Uh, all the things that appear most beautiful are ugliest within. No, because there is an exception to this rule that the author of the sentence accepts the fact that the things that appear most beautiful, they are not the ugliest, because they have already shown us the exception with the help of these children. So here the correct answer will be, okay, so the correct answer will be B. Now let us move to the next one. The next question is, which of the following is most opposite of the word indiscriminate as used in the passage? Now here the word as used in the passage, the indiscriminate means not very careful about. Okay, and if we see the answers, selective, broad, conspicuous, promiscuous. So here the meaning of indiscriminate is not careful. But if we see these options, C, conspicuous is for careful. But here, according to the passage, indiscriminate means an indiscriminate generalization. It means an you can say a generalization which is only which is not chosen carefully. Okay, it means when it is not, it is for everyone. Okay, it has been said for everyone. It is not for the people who deserve it. So according to this, the correct answer will be C, that is not clear. Selective means careful, though the correct antonym of the word should be selective, but here according to the concept it should be conspicuous, means not clear. Okay, sorry, conspicuous means clear. Okay, you can say conspicuous means clear, whereas indiscriminate over here means not clear. Okay, not clear generalization, because here they have not distinguished the generalization of this formula. They have said this thing for all. Okay, this thing for all. That is why here the correct answer should be C, that is clear, because according to the passage, the meaning of indiscriminate is not clear, whereas its opposite should be clear. So that is conspicuous. Okay, so C will be the correct answer. Though its antonym can be selective as well, because indiscriminate means not careful and selective means careful. But according to the context of the passage, its meaning is not clear and its opposite will be conspicuous, that is clear. Now let us move to the next question. The next question is, the author feels that an indiscriminate generalization of the phenomena should be done in all cases except children and flower, would prevent villains from committing ill acts, may lead good people to involve in elections, would do justice to the children who are guilty. No. Should be done in all cases except children and flower? No. Would prevent villains from committing ill acts? No. They show that villain commit ill acts. May lead good people to involve in elections. Yes, because if we assume one to be bad always, if we say that smiling faces are always bad, the good people, they will also involve themselves in the bad actions, because obviously they are included in that, because they are not shown as the exception. In fact, according to this rule, they are also guilty. Therefore, C will be the correct answer. Now we'll read the passage number 34. Okay. So first of all, we'll read the entire passage, and after that we'll start doing the questions. So again, this passage is very small, but let us read this. Do not study too long at once. Too long means for a long time at once. It means continuously for a long time. So long as the mind works with ease, it may be allowed to continue working. It means whenever till the time you are comfortable doing the work, till the time your mind is allowing you do the work. But if we find it moves slowly and extra trouble, but whenever at the same time, when you find it troublesome when you find it that it is not moving properly or it is not working properly, your mind is distracting you, uh, is needed to keep attention fixed. It is far better to break off. Okay, it is far better, it means it is better to break off, it means to uh, take rest, to take pause, and take a walk or have some other recreation. Take a walk or take a recreation, it means involve yourself in another activity than to go on plodding until one feels wholly exhausted. uh, do not, instead of just working and working and working uh, till the time you feel exhausted, it means extremely tired, you keep on working, that is bad. Instead, what you should do, you should take a pause or take a walk or recreate. To continue to force the mind to work likely to lead to injurious results, because it will be very harmful for all of us and may end in a nervous breakdown, and it will make a nervous breakdown, it means we will be harmed, we will be injured mentally, from which recovery is slow and troublesome, from which, because that will because the recovery from that particular situation is troublesome. Okay, it means whenever you are here, author tries to prevent you, he's compelling you, or he's saying you, he's suggesting you that do not do your work continuously. Take small pauses and do the work till the time you are feeling comfortable and suitable to work, till the time where your mind is allowing you to do so. But whenever you feel tired, whenever you think that your mind is not allowing you to work more, and it is just distracting you towards something else, you are no longer focusing over the things that you are doing, that you have been doing, so take a pause and again start doing when you feel refreshed. Take a small pause. Okay, don't continuously do your work, otherwise if you compel your mind to work, no, don't take pause and keep on working, that will definitely harm you and your nervous system. So the first question is, while making the observation, do not study too long, the author suggests that excess of everything is bad. Reading continuously for long hours is tiring. Mind is delicate and it should not be taxed too much. Doing mental work beyond a certain limit may cause serious injury to the man. Now, if you say, do not study too long, here in the question it is saying, while making the observation, do not study too long, the author suggests that excess of everything is bad. Reading continuously for long hours is tiring. Mind is delicate. Delicate means soft, and it should not be taxed too much. Yes, of course. As you can say, do not study too long at once. It means you should not tax it too much, because that is very, very soft. Okay, so here answer will be C. Now the next question is, the underlying tone of the passage is that men should work within limits. Men is delicate and should be handled carefully. An injury to the mind is more difficult to cure than the injury to any other part of the body. Mind controls the entire physical system and should be kept in a perfect state. So here answer will be C, because if there is an injury in the mind, it will be more difficult to recover than any other part of the body. Okay. So it is actually, if you see the second line, man is delicate. No, man is not delicate. Actually, the mind is delicate. Man should work within limits. No, not in limits. He can do whatever he wants, or he can do a lot of tasks, but by taking pauses. Mind controls the entire physical system and should be kept in a perfect state. Basically, yes, it can be said that mind controls the entire physical system and should be kept in perfect state, but an injury to the mind is more difficult to cure than injury to the other parts of the body. This is also the part. Okay, but we should not have injury in any of that part. Okay, now here answer will be C. A man feels that he is exhausted when he finds his mind working slowly, he has a headache, his thought process is clouded, or he finds it difficult to concentrate. So obviously, a man feels that he's exhausted when his thought process is clouded. The next question is, the writer suggests that the main cause of nervous breakdown is a life of anxiety and worry, too much work and little diversion, excessive mental work leading to exhaustion, or a strenuous life. It is C, that is excessive mental leading to exhaustion. So this was passage number 35 as we have read this. So this is the entire passage. These are the 3 passages that we have read. I hope you understood all these 3 passages. All the 3 passages were good and very interesting. Thanks to you.